I played Battlefield 6. I'm kind of disappointed. I like the game. There's a lot of things I like about the game, but one of the things is Battlefield has always had amazing graphics. DICE has always pushed PC gaming and PC graphics like mega hard, right? Battlefield 3 looked incredible in 2011. Just fucking incredible. And it was 64 players all jam-packed into these fucking maps. And the PS3 and 360 couldn't handle it. The PC could do this shit at 60 FPS, you know? And DICE was just like, we're going to push PC GPUs and we're going to have higher settings. And everything is going to be better. Sorry, I was hearing something. And I was hearing, and I'm sorry. I was sorry about that. And and that game ran well. It looked fucking gorgeous. It looked better than any console game, any multiplayer console game that had released at the time. Battlefield 4 also looked incredibly good. Battlefield 1 looked gorgeous. Battlefield 5 looked really good. In fact, Battlefield 5 was the first ray trace game. The first game with ray tracing in 2018. When people were playing God of War 2018, the first God of War, right? For the first of the new ones. And freaking, what was the other one? Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man on PS4. When people were playing those, PC was already fucking ray tracing. So like, and with Battlefield, right? And so the new Battlefield, just not that good looking. I mean, it's a good looking game. Don't get me wrong. It's a good looking game. But you know what? To me, it looks like a really good looking PS4 game. It looks like a PS4 game that just has everything cranked up. It is not really blowing the pants out of things like DICE does. This isn't like, like, think about it like this. Cyberpunk looks insane on PC with like the path tracing and all that. You know that when Cyberpunk 2 comes out and you pump that all the settings and everything, it is going to look gorgeous, and it's probably going to be one of the best, if not the best looking game out at that time. You just know it. When GTA 6 comes out, it's going to look gorgeous because Rockstar really pushes graphics, right? Battlefield 6 is not giving that vibe. It's not really that, it looks like a PS4 game that's really polished and it looks really nice for a PS4 game. That's one disappointment. The other disappointment for me is, well, the maps that they showed were all really tiny, and that's okay. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because they said, hey, we chose the smallest maps because we want the Call of Duty audience or whatever, which is fine. It's fine. I don't have a problem with the maps. I just wish there would have been bigger maps in the beta. And I know there will be at launch. The other issue is there just wasn't that many vehicles, which is part of the problem with the maps. And there isn't anything new. There isn't any novelty in Battlefield 6. It just looks like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. There's, obviously there's jets, there's helicopters, there's tanks, like there is in freaking every Battlefield. There isn't even any behemoths like there was in Battlefield 1. When you would get like the train and shit, that you get this crazy ass fucking epic train, or you get that fucking flying blimp that's just massive, there isn't any of that. So like, I just feel like it has less. I feel like it's regressed. There's no Titan like there was in 2042. You had that giant fucking ship that was a Titan, and like the whole mode was like about trying to like get in that ship and kill everybody, and like this, like fucking kill the ship and blow it up from the inside or from the outside. Like there isn't anything like that. It's just, here's Battlefield 4 again, and with less maps and less everything, but now it looks like a really pretty PS4 game. Like that's the thing. Like where's the pizzazz? Where's the spice? Where's the freshness? That was my disappointment with Battlefield 6. The last one that I'll point out is the fucking destruction. Look, DICE has been pushing destruction. They've been trying to do that a lot in various ways. One of the things that they did that was great in Bad Company and Bad Company 2 in particular is they pushed destruction almost to the max. In Bad Company 2, you could basically destroy everything. You see somebody in a building, you could blow up the wall. You could blow up the foundations. You could watch the whole fucking building come down. You could blow, somebody's at the roof, you could blow the freaking roof off and they will come down. They'll fall down the building. It was so dynamic. It was like, this is like, wow. So this is the power of the Xbox 360 and PS3 at the time. Now games don't even do that. Like, we've regressed. We have less fucking destructible stuff, less interactivity in so many of these games. Look at the average Unreal Engine game. The average Unreal Engine game is fucking like static. Look at Avowed. Like, Avowed is so bad that fucking Oblivion in 2006 has more interactivity. Like, Avowed is so bad that they have to make, like, if there's like a box that you can destroy, pretty much all the boxes you can destroy, pretty much all the boxes in the game, all the barrels cannot be destroyed. But when there is one box that you can destroy, when there is a few, they have to make it shine. Like, it's like some Zelda chest that's like half open and like the holy legendary light is coming out of it telling you there's a legendary item or whatever in this. It's like that, but it's just a fucking box. And why do they make the box shine and luster and throw out this crazy lighting? Because they want you to know that it's destroyable. Like, you can actually whack it with your mace and break it. And that's for like 0.1% of boxes in the game. 0.1% of barrels in the game. It's just the 0.1%. And you know what? About is about whatever. Battlefield has had more destruction. But time and time again, they had insane destruction in Bad Company 2. And that was freaking awesome. Then they come in with Battlefield 3 and they say, well, guys, we pushed graphics to the max, so we couldn't really do destruction for this and that and whatever. And it's like, okay, fine. Okay, at least we're getting 64 players again. At least we're getting jets again. At least we're getting, all these crazy like helicopters and all this stuff. I mean, there were some helicopters in Bad Company 2, but those were not really as, they weren't like the full suite. Then Battlefield 4 is coming around and DICE is like, guys, we heard you. There's destruction. You guys like destruction. We're going to give you the destruction. You know what they do? They introduce some bullshit called fucking Levolution. And Levolution is just a cinematic, basically scripted thing that happens the same every time. It is not actually dynamic. It is not like you can just blow up this part of the building and not that part. It's like, if you trigger this event, if you blow up this one thing here, the whole building comes caving down. But it's always that same building. It's always that one part of the map. And it always blows up pretty much in the same way. Unlike Battlefield 4, which felt more, Battlefield Bad Company 2, which felt more realistic because it's like you could blow up this wall of this building. You could blow up that wall. You could blow up the roof. You could not. You could blow up the second floor instead. You could, do all this crazy shit. And the battlefield will be dynamically destroyed depending on, what people are actually shooting at. So you could if you're enjoying this video and you like to see bigger and better content, the only thing you need to do is hit subscribe and like, and I'll take care of the rest. You could trace yourself back. Like, you could go into a new Battlefield match and see basically where the fights happen in Bad Company 2, because where the fights happen is where everything's blown the fuck up. That game was so epic, man. Like, it was such an experience. So DICE goes, okay, guys, we heard you. You guys didn't like Levolution. You want destruction that's more dynamic. So for Battlefield 1, the World War I one, we are going to make it so that you can destroy things dynamically. But only 0.01% of things. So it's like, if you're on the blimp, you can drop bombs or whatever. And the bombs will sometimes make depending on the floor that you're in, they'll make a small crater on the floor. And it's like, that's cool, right? That's cool. That's nice. Some parts of the map you can destroy just a few things. But it wasn't, and it was more dynamic, right? But it was pretty much 1% of the destruction that you had in Bad Company 2. So it's like, yeah, you gave us more dynamic destruction, but there's only almost nothing is destructible, And they're like, oh, well, we don't want the maps to be leveled and all this and that. But yeah, but you could level the maps in Bad Company 2. There was still cover. Right? And you can make even more cover because now you have the hindsight of how things were in Bad Company 2. So then with Battlefield 5, same shit, right? With Battlefield 2042, they're like, guys, there's going to be destruction. And it's like, you can destroy some of the walls in 2042, but pretty much nothing else, right? Only just a couple of areas, right? And so they came in with Battlefield 6, and they say, guys, we heard you. After they've done this shit, this fucking song and dance so many times, guys, we heard you. we're gonna get you destructible environments. I go in, I play the Battlefield 6 beta. You can destroy some buildings, some specific buildings, and they only destroy, like, so you shoot like an RPG at a building, and like it'll get like ever so slightly damaged, just ever so slightly. Then you shoot a second RPG round, and then the whole thing just blows up like you freaking nuked it. And it's not the whole building. It's actually just like, it's kind of like, how would this be? Imagine a banana, right? Imagine you shoot an RPG at a banana. Okay, well, when you shoot the RPG, the banana peel comes off. Some of the banana peel, the banana's still standing. You can still go in this building banana and do everything that you could pretty much do before, for the most part. But the banana is now like a layer of the banana peel is gone, right? And it makes this big dust thing, and like there's like rubble coming out of it, and some of the rubble can land on you and kill you, and that's cool. And then you realize that's pretty much it. That's it. Like, you can't do that with every building. You can't do that with every angle of the building like you could in Bad Company 2, right? You can't just like, you can't tumble down buildings, right? It's just this one specific sort of like canned animation that they have that can trigger whenever you throw 2 grenades or 2 RPGs or 2 tank shots or whatever at some buildings, at the side of some buildings. And when I saw that, dude, I'm just like, I mean, what else was I expecting? They pull this shit every time. They're never going to be able to give us like actual dynamic, realistic destruction. Even, dude, I'm not even asking for the whole level to be leveled down. Like, you can have big buildings and shit still, but give us more. So, yeah, Battlefield 6, it's basically Battlefield 4 with like a little bit more destruction. You know, and better graphics and like way less content. That's what it is. So I'm not too crazy about it. I'm happier about this, that they're going to be making more Battlefield games sooner. And why am I happy about that? Well, I'm happy about that because maybe the Battlefield 7 or Battlefield 8 or Battlefield 9 will actually have some satisfying destruction, some good destruction, some dynamic destruction that is closer to Bad Company 2. Maybe they don't go all the way to Bad Company 2 levels, but closer to that, like significantly closer. I want to be wowed, man. I want to see the power of these CPUs. Now, some people may be thinking to themselves, well, friend, like there's just no games like that. The finals was made by ex-Battlefield developers. Key! Ex-Battlefield developers. Developers that used to work on these golden era Battlefields. And used to like lead DICE. They left and they founded their own studio. So, I think the studio is called Embark. And the finals has some of the most impressive like AAA multiplayer destruction I've ever seen. Like, it is impressive. It's like they made, it's almost like they made Bad Company 2, but like way bigger scale. Like, you can destroy, you can do the Bad Company 2 thing where like somebody's up top of you on like the second floor. You can RPG the freaking floor above you, and everybody that's on top of the floor will come crumbling down, right? Like, you can do that. You can break down all these different types of walls. You can just destroy these buildings in all sorts of ways. And now, some of these buildings don't all come crashing down, but the level of destructibility is so dynamic and so intense. It is flat out impressive. So, yeah, I had a big grin on my face when I was playing the finals. I'm just like, oh my God, DICE did it. So, I hope that Battlefield goes even beyond the finals. Because Battlefield in the future, because the finals doesn't have any vehicles. It doesn't have like tanks running around. It doesn't have like bombers that are bombing, you know, like planes that are bombing, doing bombing runs on the ground and shit like that. It doesn't have helicopters, you know. So like, imagine more destruction with like more vehicles. That'd be freaking amazing. So yeah, I welcome this. I just don't know that they're gonna land it.
Subscribe and like.